Okay, leaders, I want to talk about performance plans or performance improvement plans or corrective action plans, whatever you call it in your organization. But I'm talking about when you get that physical sheet of paper and you hand it to somebody and says, hey, here are the 3 things that you basically suck at. And if you don't improve these in the next 30 to 60 days, we're going to have to let you go. I want to talk about why these don't work and really why you want to avoid them at all costs. Most of the time, leaders lean on them as a crutch, and they fail to have the hard or difficult conversations with their employees verbally well in advance. So whenever a leader hands that to somebody, the leader always thinks that the person's not going to be surprised, like, oh, they're going to see it coming because they've really been struggling with these things. No, they're not going to see it coming because you've never told them until you've given them this physical sheet of paper. And the problem with doing it on a piece of paper is, in a conversation, that's difficult enough for them to hear, but at least you're doing it human to human. It's not on record. It's not etched in stone. It's not going to the HR department. As soon as you transfer from verbal to paper, it takes it to a completely different stratosphere of the impact that it has on somebody. So my advice to you would be avoid them as much as possible. Do as much as you can verbally. And I understand that if you're in some big corporate company and you have to put stuff on paper, I totally get it. But you need to be giving people notice verbally way ahead of time so they have chances to fix stuff before you put it all down on paper. And the way you need to think about it as a leader is this. Imagine if you had a friend and you thought you were getting along really well, and then all of a sudden your friend showed up to your house and they gave you a sheet of paper and it said, hey, here are the 10 things you suck at as a friend. If you don't fix these, I'm going to have to, stop being your friend in the next 30 to 90 days. You tell me if you think that would be effective. If you would then go out and be like, well, here's the 10 things I need to fix. Let me do that right away. No, you'd probably be super offended and you'd feel betrayed and you'd probably feel like you didn't want them in your life anymore and you'd cut.